Hello, my friends. I am so happy you are here with me today. Take a deep breath and imagine this. You are standing on a hilltop overlooking a vast city of marble temples, towering columns, and golden domes shimmering under the warm Mediterranean sun. Soldiers march through cobblestone streets while merchants shout from crowded market stalls. Chariots rumble across the stone roads. Outside, everything seems normal, but beneath the surface, something deeply meaningful is happening. Today, we are talking about the mysterious history of the Roman Empire, but have you ever stopped to wonder how a small village of shepherds and farmers on the banks of a muddy river grew into the mightiest empire the ancient world had ever seen? Where did it truly begin? How did it rise to such extraordinary power? And why did it eventually crumble and fall into darkness after ruling the known world for centuries upon centuries? Every year, millions of people visit the ruins of Rome. They walk through the broken arches of the Colosseum. They stand in the shadow of the Pantheon. They trace their fingers over ancient inscriptions carved into weathered stone. Yet most of us do not know the real story behind these ruins. We see the beauty, but we miss the blood, the ambition, the betrayal, and the genius that built this civilization from nothing into everything. Is it just a collection of old buildings and dusty legends? Or does it have deeper roots that still touch our lives today? The story of the Roman Empire is a journey through time, a story filled with ancient rituals, legendary heroes, devastating wars, and powerful changes that shaped the entire course of human civilization. So today, we travel back in time together. Are you ready to walk through the centuries with me? Let us begin this incredible journey right now. Let us go back far back. Imagine we are standing in central Italy around the year 750 before Christ. The land is wild, covered with thick forests and rolling green hills. Small tribes of Latin people live in scattered villages along the Tiber River. They are farmers and shepherds. They worship gods of nature and fire. They tell stories around flames at night about wolves and warriors and destiny calling them from beyond the hills to something greater. During this time, people celebrated festivals honoring Mars, the god of war, and Saturn, the god of harvest. They performed animal sacrifices on stone altars and believed the gods spoke through the flight of birds and the rumble of thunder. They painted their faces and danced under open skies, asking the heavens for protection and prosperity. Even here, in this humble and primitive world, we can see the very first seed of what would later become the mighty Roman Empire. As time moved forward, everything began to change. A man named Romulus entered the story. According to ancient legend, Romulus and his twin brother Remus were abandoned as infants and raised by a she-wolf on the banks of the Tiber. When they grew into men, they decided to build a city, but a bitter conflict erupted between them over where and how the city should be built. Romulus killed his own brother and named the city Rome after himself. Because of this moment, history shifted forever. Whether the legend is entirely true or woven from myth, the founding of Rome marked the beginning of something unstoppable. Romulus became the first king and established the earliest laws, the first senate, and the military traditions that would define Roman culture for over 1,000 years. From blood and ambition, a civilization was born that would one day stretch from the deserts of Africa to the forests of Britain. Years passed, kings ruled and were overthrown. The Roman people rejected monarchy and created a republic, a system of government where elected leaders shared power. This was a massive cultural and political transformation. The Romans believed that no single man should hold absolute authority. They developed complex laws, built roads and aqueducts, and expanded their territory through relentless military campaigns across the Italian peninsula and far beyond its borders. Layer by layer, a new tradition of governance and identity was formed. The Romans absorbed the gods, the art, and the philosophy of the Greeks. They blended foreign cultures with their own fierce sense of discipline and order. Religion played a central role in public life. Priests interpreted omens before every battle. Temples were built on every hill. Social classes divided the rich patricians from the common plebeians, and this tension fueled both conflict and progress throughout the Republic era. Now we move to the late Republic and the dawn of the Imperial Age. During this time, a new idea appeared, the idea that one extraordinary leader could bring order to a crumbling republic. Writers, generals, and thinkers like Julius Caesar helped reshape the meaning of power itself. Caesar conquered Gaul, crossed the Rubicon River in defiance of the Senate, and declared himself dictator for life. His brilliance was undeniable, but so was the fear he inspired among those who loved the old republic. This was the moment when raw emotion truly entered the tradition of Roman leadership. Caesar was assassinated on the Ides of March by senators who called themselves liberators. His death did not save the republic. Instead, it triggered civil wars that tore the Roman world apart. From that chaos rose Augustus, Caesar's adopted heir, who became the first true emperor of Rome. He brought peace, stability, and a golden age of art and architecture that dazzled the ancient world. Then came centuries of transformation. The empire expanded to its greatest size under Emperor Trajan. Roman engineers built roads that connected 3 continents. Roman law became the foundation of legal systems that still exist today. Trade routes carried silk, spices, and gold across vast distances. Gladiators fought in massive arenas while crowds of 50,000 cheered. The empire became a machine of production, culture, and military dominance unlike anything the world had ever witnessed before. Some people loved the empire and what it represented. Others criticized its brutality, its slavery, and its endless hunger for conquest. Emperors like Nero and Caligula became symbols of madness and cruelty, yet others like Marcus Aurelius embodied wisdom and philosophical depth. The empire was never one simple thing, it was a contradiction. A place of beauty and horror existing side by side, growing and decaying at the same time beneath the surface of its golden exterior. Today, the Roman Empire looks very different from what it once was. In Italy, people walk among the ruins and feel the weight of 20 centuries pressing down from the ancient stones. In England, the remains of Hadrian's Wall still stretch across the green countryside. In Turkey, the remnants of Roman cities rise from the dust. Technology has changed how we study and understand this lost civilization, but the message of its history remains as powerful and relevant as it has always been. Of course, some people say the Roman Empire is over-romanticized. They argue that we focus too much on its glory and not enough on its violence. They remind us of the millions of enslaved people who built those beautiful roads and monuments. They challenge us to see the full truth and not just the polished marble version of history. These thoughts matter deeply. They push us to be honest and thoughtful about the stories we tell and the heroes we choose to celebrate. But if we look deeper, the heart of this history still remains beating and alive. The Roman Empire did not just give us ruins and legends. It gave us the foundations of modern law, engineering, language, government, and even the calendar we use every single day. The echoes of Rome are everywhere, hidden in our words, woven into our institutions, carved into the very structure of Western civilization as we know and experience it today in every corner of the world. So why does the mysterious history of the Roman Empire still fascinate us after all these centuries? Because the human heart does not change. We all want to be seen. We all want to be valued. We all want to build something that matters and lasts beyond our short lives. The Romans wanted the same things. They reached for greatness and sometimes touched it. They also fell, and in their fall, they left lessons that still echo through the corridors of time and speak directly to us. The next time you see a Roman arch or a crumbling column in a photograph or a museum, do not just see the stone, see the history behind it, see the people who carried those blocks on their backs, see the generals who dreamed of glory and the slaves who paid the price, see the poets who wrote by candlelight and the emperors who shaped the fate of millions. You are part of that story too, because every civilization builds upon the one that came before it. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through time. It means the world to me that you chose to spend these moments exploring the mysteries of the Roman Empire together. Until next time, keep learning from the past, keep growing in the present, and most importantly, keep wondering about the world around you, because curiosity is the flame that lights the path to wisdom. Goodbye for now, my friends, and I will see you again very soon.